In this video, I'm going to share with you what my top 5 roadside finds are. To find out which ones they are, keep watching. Now, roadside finds are some of my favorite types of videos to film. And in case you weren't aware, a roadside find is an unexpected item you find along the roadway. It could be anything from abandoned to unique. So in no particular order, here's my top 5 roadside finds. Starting off with number 5 brings me to my travels on my way to Altoona, Pennsylvania a few years ago. On the side of the roadway, I discovered a vehicle laying on its side. Little did I know, there was actually a mobile home hiding on the property. Once inside, I discovered that everything was left behind. When I say everything, I mean everything. Check out number 5. This vehicle has been here overturned for some time now, and as we can see, it's been kind of stripped and robbed of its wheels and exhaust, and just kind of bizarre laying here on the property. Like somebody beat on it pretty good. Looks like they probably had some well water here. There's a sad, lonely looking swing. Oh man, everything's left behind.
Grill in the back porch.
Anybody in here?
And the dog leash.
I was not expecting this. Holy crap.
Somebody stole the heater.
When they say everything's left behind, everything is left behind. Wow. It's like they walked away and left everything here. And they got a Ninja blender. I'm going to make my way to the back. We'll work our way back in this direction. Thought I heard noises. Geez, there's like personal photos left behind. JT poster. Unreal. Oh my God. There is so much stuff here, you could barely even walk in the rooms. There's a board there with children's photos on it. Desk, printers. There is a bed there. You can't even walk in here. Some music stuff on the wall. There is stuff everywhere. There's another bed here. Closet full of clothes. In sink. It actually still smells like cats in here.
Yeah, there's definitely critters in here of some sort. Dishwasher right here in the middle.
So this is your pretty typical trailer. Nothing special or fancy with its design. This is portable dishwasher.
Mountain of clothes over here.
Oh, they got some chunky chicken noodle soup down there.
Mouse.
What the heck was that?
I don't know. There's nobody back there.
Something just made noise though. Like something moved.
I
Like
heard it.
that was
Maybe
weird.
there's a branch hitting outside.
Maybe.
Oh, they had a dog.
Yeah. I do see the food bowl down there on the ground. They like their adult beverages.
Oh yeah, there's stuff in there. That's gross.
Boy, everything. Look at it. Shampoos and soaps. I'm just curious. Yeah, there's no power to the house. Let's see if there's any water. No water. Oh, God, it stinks still. There's so much stuff I'm walking on. You could tell, I think it's mostly females. Their kids were girls. Boy, this is like barricaded in here. Got a calendar. Let's check the date on that. Okay, we've got a 2016 calendar, so that's probably the last year that this was occupied, presumably. So we're looking at maybe 5 years. Look at that. That's not a good sign. So someone's been here. Got oxygen tanks. So that does coincide with what I was told. The husband passed away around 10 years ago. He most likely was ill and on oxygen. Could also be the mother too, but there's a bunch of belts down there. A lot of men's stuff. I think this was his room. Really bizarre. Still, his clothing, that's actually his clothes. Those are, you know, an adult male's clothes right there in the closet. There's just too much stuff to go through. Most of it is junk. Yeah, this is pretty incredible. I've been to places before that are full of everything, but this is the true definition of everything left behind. Like medication, clothing, food, pet stuff. If they left here, they left and took nothing with them. I mean, probably whatever they could fit in their vehicle, and that was it. So we got another 2016 calendar. That definitely does line up with the other one. So we do have going on 5 years being vacant and abandoned.
I have that same corner lamp too.
Yeah, they definitely have pets, without a doubt. They had kids, girls. Did you see the hypodermic needle in there?
No.
There's a needle in there. There's oxygen tanks.
I saw the oxygen.
Yeah, there's a needle in there.
I didn't see
It's on top of the dresser, straight against the wall.
I saw the weed sticker though.
Yeah. Next, we're heading to coal country, specifically the Mahanoy City, Pennsylvania area, where I discovered the site of an old colliery. Although the breaker's gone, there are still some buildings left behind. I was able to speak with an old timer who was able to tell me what some of the buildings were used for. On top of that, behind one of the buildings was a really unique surprise. Check out number 4. This looks like possibly an old way station, maybe a check-in guard shack or something. Maybe even something else. Concrete pad is what was making me believe it was a way station, but it may not be. I do see some shells of buildings in the distance there. Again, these are mine workings for a company. Now the property I'm standing on, obviously it's owned by someone. It's not posted though. And we're going to do this respectfully as we can. So I'm not going to obviously break into anything, and what appears to be something here. Appears almost like steps. Not really having any idea other than steps as to what that could be. Go to wide angle here as I go look at it. If you happen to know if something was maybe slotted there, maybe these were supports for something that was standing up, curious as to what it could possibly be. So behind the trees here is our next building. How you doing? Two-story building, for the most part intact. It's actually a local across the street. I'm gonna see if I can get some information off of him. I'll be right back.
I went to school. I graduated from 6th grade across the street here.
Yeah.
That was at school.
Oh, where you saw the foundations there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I graduated.
Does that look like there were steps there? Is that used to be steps right there?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, very neat.
A lot of history, I guess.
Yeah.
I remember my grandfather telling me,
Yeah.
well,
Thankfully it changed, you know?
yeah,
Yeah. I appreciate your time.
take care.
All right, thank you very much. Well, it pays to be polite, friendly, and courteous, and to talk to the locals. I found out so much from talking to an individual that lives across the street here. He actually lives in a house which is part of a patch town for the coal company. Back there, what we saw, those, I thought they were steps, that was actually an elementary school. He went to school there, went to 6th grade there, I think he went up to. So that's the old remnants of a little elementary school that we saw. This right here is a way station. It was a gravity-fed station that came down, rail cars loaded, it came down from the breaker, and they would stop here. They had a brakeman that would weigh them and then continue on to hook up in the train yard. But this was a gravity-fed way station that they would weigh the coal cars. So he said he's 70 years old, and as long as he's been alive, this hasn't been in operation. So this is going back, you know, 70, 80, 90 years when this was last used. Well, let's check it out though, since we're here. I gotta say, for being as old as it is, it's holding up really well. Now, I don't know when they started using cinder block, but again, he said he's been here 70 years and he never saw this in operation. Actually, it looks like people were dumping furniture in here. It's actually a pretty neat looking building though, with the metal frame windows, and we got the stairs over there. Signs of the paint, like a ugly green color. You even got the levers here for the latch for the windows. So behind here, which is a dirt access road now, it used to be rail tracks, and again, they used to come down loaded coal cars, and they had a brakeman, he said, that would stop the cars to weigh them and then send them on to the rail yard to be picked up by the locomotive to be delivered. Yeah, a lot of decay, just a tiny bit of graffiti. Looks like most people are using it to dump their garbage back in the day. You may not be able to tell, but that water is actually a few feet deep. Kind of scary. There's some old rail ties in there and stuff. It's almost like a bottomless pit. But here is the backside. This is as close as we're going to get here. There's the stairs, which actually look relatively in good shape. They're metal stairs. Oh yeah, look how cool that is. That is the money shot right there. That is really well preserved. It's just hard to imagine, you know, like this has been sitting empty for decades, like over 50 years at least, according to him. I don't think he would have a reason to not be honest with me either. He's an old timer, you know, and he's lived across the building his entire life, so really high ceilings too. It's a good distance there. I did ask him, he said, yeah, people come and go to check this out. I'm not the first one to come in here, so just to give a quick look, I'm not going to spend much time. There is the basement, which is looking kind of precarious to get to, so I'm not going to bother trying to go down there. But I do want to test the steps. If they are able to hold me, we'll get a quick peek upstairs. Most likely there is a, oh yeah, look at, there's a big arm there. It's upstairs, I think, is where they would stop the train, the rail cars, I'm sorry, the coal cars from coming down. I'm almost certain that's a brake that would have went outside. Not 100% positive, but I do believe so. I'm going to zoom in to show you. You see there's a mechanism there, and it runs down into the ground, probably goes into the basement underground to the outside, and most likely control the stopping of the coal car. Yeah, these are metal and concrete steps. Very solid. Okay, so up here there is graffiti. Yeah, here is the view that you would see if you were working here. How cool is that? That's photo worthy right there. And again, here's the lever. Looks like there was multiple ones. This is like a big handbrake that most likely, again, would have stopped the cars right out here to weigh them. That is so cool. Aside from the traffic, this is a really cool location. They got the old light fixture right there. It's like porcelain. I love the windows. Here's some overhead lighting. You can see you have the pull chain on it. Here I had the fluorescent ones. See, I'm conflicted on the dating because there are some semi-modern things in here, like the cinder block walls, the fluorescent tube lighting. I don't know if indeed everything adds up, but you know, I'm not going to worry about that. I just want to enjoy it. And this is, you know, pretty much a raw walkthrough. You know, I'm not doing anything as far as cinematic. I'm only snapping some photos to share with you throughout the video. But roadside finds sometimes like this do pay off. And here's a good back shot. Actually, let me go to this other corner here. So here we are looking directly across from the corner to the other corner. And according to that gentleman who I spoke to, he said people come here and check these out all the time. So got a couple cool things here. We got some buildings. Look at the shell of a dozer. Oh, this looks like it might be like a power plant or something. There's some huge tanks in there. Wow. This is not like a industrial apocalyptic paradise. I don't know what is. Right to my right, got the heartbeat of it. Big electrical system right here. I don't know the proper name for it. This thing here looks like almost like a casket, like a vault of sorts, the way it's shaped. I know it's not, but that's what it resembles at first glance. Oh yeah, look at this. Big levers. It says makeup supply pump. Makeup supply pump number 1. It's been stripped. You can see everything here. It's pretty cool though. Definitely gonna snap some photos while I'm here too. Big tank here, another big tank there. And as I mentioned, you can see this how it's shaped like a casket. Gotta leap across this here. Okay. Here's a good look at that tank. Pretty massive. It's wood. It's got the rings around it to keep it together, almost like a wine barrel of sorts. And from here, you can see the top of the tanks. They are sealed up. Looks like some openings there. And it's got the open air design, the natural skylights. This pipe is pretty decent size. I'd say it's probably maybe almost 2 feet in diameter. And people got up there and somebody says, "I love Jason." Oh, well, thank you, whoever you are. Got the lens flare there with the sun. It's actually a pretty cool shot right there. Blue sky looks pretty nice, actually. So let's head back outside and we'll check out the remnants of that dozer. Oh, this is not a dozer. This is actually a locomotive. Holy crap. Wow. It's not like a locomotive for pulling train cars. This is almost like a maintenance away vehicle. What a find. Actually got the motor in it still. Actually has 2 motors. One right here and one right here. There's the I think the hour meter. You can't read it anymore. Maybe temperature, probably hours. Yeah, look at here's the one engine connected to a type of transmission. Sorry about the wind. There's a big pulley system in there, a bunch of belts on it. And we'll see if we get a view of that cab. I do apologize about the wind. It's actually chain driven. Get a close-up look of it here. Yeah, so there's the train wheel. It's got the flange on it, got the brake against it, and it's chain driven. So I noticed that this is actually sitting where rails used to be. If you look in front of it here, there's some rail ties which continue off in this direction. These are all rail ties. So the line was right here, continues up, and up there is where the way station was that I was in before. So the line came right down, and it's probably different sections of track. And this is probably at one point sitting on rails. They probably moved it to rip up the rails. All right, I'm not gonna spend too much time in here. The floor is actually wooden and not exactly intact. But yeah, look at this. As I'm getting snagged on something here. That is so cool. So this is where they would operate at the train portion of it. That's the brake. Got levers for acceleration, stuff like that. For throttle, lighting, anything else. And behind me here is where the operator's controls were for the maintenance part of it. We got all hydraulic levers here. I believe that's a big hydraulic tank right there. They're frozen, but yeah, this would have been someone standing right where I am, operating to do whatever it does, whether it's something for rails or ties or spikes, I really don't know. Number 3 takes us to the state of Virginia, where I discovered a horribly decayed home along the side of the highway. It was one of the worst decayed homes I've ever seen that was actually still standing. Check it out right now. So right off the bat, it looks like it's been abandoned probably for a couple decades. Windows are busted out, and it's just really a decaying mess here. There's a lot of high grass here, so I don't want to step in any snakes or anything like that, so I just got to watch my footing. Looks like we've got some car door panels here. Got a little suitcase and someone's quilt hanging out. Now, I'm using my wide angle camera, so hopefully you're able to see more in the video. It looks like someone was here 2018. Oh geez, this is pretty bad. Yeah, I don't think I'm going too far in here. Looks like the steps are pretty much completely gone. There's a box spring here. Second floor is falling down. If you look at that archway too, I'm not the archway, but the door frame, it's kind of slanted at an angle, so the whole house is kind of falling in on itself. And you can see a hole right there. So we won't be going too far in here. Yeah, that whole floor is moving. I was hoping it was in a little better condition than this, but it is really bad. And I'm by myself, so I don't want to fall through, so I'm going to play it very cautious. But if anything, I'm going to stick the camera around the corner here so you can see what's in there. Yeah, sorry I'm not able to show you more. It's just really, really bad conditions here. But let's go on the outside. Maybe we could get a peek through some of the other windows or find a better way in. Okay, here we are looking from the side of the house. Stairs are right here. And if I'm not mistaken, the siding is called shiplap. I think a couple of my viewers told me about that, saying that it's kind of like the planks on a boat. I could be mistaken, but you can see that even the inside of the walls are exposed right now. This is the wood lath strips. The outer covering is gone. And, oh, look at, lo and behold, right there. Let me get a closer shot. We found a toy. It's officially abandoned. So, in case there's any doubt in your mind, we could eliminate that. If you look farther ahead too, there's actually a cup right there. It's a child's cup. It looks like maybe Smurfs or something. Okay, get back to wide angle. You can actually see there's a basement of sorts. And this is actually the steps for it right here, believe it or not. There's only one step and the rest of them are gone. So, excuse me, you had to come through the house and come down this little tiny crawl space to get to the basement. So, doesn't look like I'll be making my way down there. So we got some steps here which are semi-intact, so you at least go up on the porch here and get a look. Okay, here's looking from the other side. We came through that doorway before. Man, look at the decay. This looks like a really creepy haunted farmhouse. Got the remnants of a tape player there. But look at those doorways though. I mean, they're really slanted. I don't know if they were built like that or that kind of happened from the house sagging in on itself. I'm not really sure. Let's see if I go in a little bit here. If I fall, we'll have good footage. and I'm really pushing myself here, so hope you guys are appreciating the effort. Kind of testing the floor as I go. Alright. Well, we got some wallpaper. You can see the original color, it looks like on the plaster there. You look up there in the cracks, there's knob and tube wiring. You can see a fireplace was here. So definitely the house is very dated. I'd imagine it was built late 1800s or right around turn of the century. And if I was to guess, it was probably last occupied maybe 30 years ago. It's heavily decayed. Unless you're really looking for it along the road here, you wouldn't really spot it unless you're in the winter time. But you can even see the roof. You can see right through there. So the roof is pretty much exposed, and the rest of the house is slowly degrading. But the cool thing about it, didn't see any graffiti and minimal vandalism. I mean, the windows could have been busted from storms. It could have been busted from, you know, moving furniture out. You really don't know. Could have even been animals, or just they got weakened over time. But I mean, the house is in relatively an untouched state except for the decay itself. So that's always a plus. Number 2 brings us back to coal country, again in the Mahanoy City, Pennsylvania area, where I discovered a baffling roadside find. It was a more recent video, and in the woods there's some really odd and unique looking structures, and both in the comments of the video and on Facebook there's a lot of speculation and theories put out as to what it could be. Check out number 2 for baffling finds. I haven't the slightest idea what this is, but something significant was taking place back here to have all this. There's a lot of concrete and a combination of stacked stone as well on the lower sections. I'm not sure if water was in here or if something was on top and got dumped. Before we go any further, I'm going to set you guys down. I'm going to walk down there and show you just how deep that is and how big those walls are compared to me. If you guys can still hear me, it's actually significantly colder down here, at least 10 degrees colder. I can see my breath down here where I couldn't up there. Lots of ice down here, and these are pretty tall walls. And as I bring you guys down, you're going to see a combination of stone and concrete on top of it. But here up is concrete. Below this, that's stacked stone. And look at this. This is all encased in ice. So it's stone, it's a nature's carpet, and a thick layer of ice encasing it. Looks like there's even coal in here too, embedded into it. Now there is a separation here. You can see it's big enough to stick my hand into. Now over here, in the very bottom, is the stone with concrete poured on top of it. Another big chunk of coal coming out of here. You see it, bigger than my hand. And right here is a smooth circular area. Looks like there may have been a post here, maybe for the mold, for the form, to pour the concrete, or just something that was embedded in here for construction and eventually rotted away. But there is a definite clear cavity here. Cutaway section, and that's some silt material. Comb. It's all like processed coal, fine powder and material. And again, another cavity here, about this, a little bit bigger than the thickness of a soda can. So whatever this is, I don't have any idea. I'm not any closer to figuring out what it was for, but this is just one of them. There's multiple rows like this, so let's get over and check out the rest of them. So here's that cutaway section. It's intentionally open here. And what I'm standing on is what you see here, the comb and silt material. And it's looking down where we were earlier. And where we started, where those walls are, those supports near the roadway are right there. So again, just trying to show you proximity to everything here. Now over here we have a pretty deep pit, probably as deep as the other side that we just showed you right over there. I'm actually noticing some more rather interesting things. We definitely need to get down there. So now coming down here, it is significantly deeper and lower. So I am standing much lower than the rest of the landscape, at least in this section. There is a wall right here. So there's an upper layer. And behind me, the material is just up higher. So there's a more than a definite, there is a depression here, a hole or a cavity. But as to what its use is for, no idea. It is kind of undercut there. Tons of cold air coming out. Not really a breeze, but you could see it is significantly colder. I mean, the snow does have something to do with it, but just being down lower, it's a lot colder. And this is not very stable. It is eroding away. The wall itself is intact, looks to be in really good condition. And over here is what I was explaining, and I'm glad I found this because there are these cavities, these circular impressions where wood used to be. So again, I don't know if that was part of the construction of what was here, or if that was a form or a mold for the concrete. That I can't tell, but you could tell that it's not really surviving too well. It is getting eaten away by the elements. So the next finding, because this just keeps getting more and more interesting, is look at narrow gauge railroad tracks coming out as support or rebar. Very common that I've seen train tracks use both narrow gauge and standard size, standard gauge. But there is a multitude of them coming out. And it looks like they were cut. So, did they go all the way across? Don't know. Some more track right there. And look at that. That goes all the way through. I can actually show you because I'm going to stick my foot. There you can see. So it looks like maybe wood would have been there. Came on the back side here and I wanted to show you what the wall looks like. It is down at a pretty good angle. It just collapsed, broke away, and it's just resting there. And some various buckets back here. Another rather undercut area, but I wouldn't even crawl under there because you could see it's broken away, and that is separating. It's cracked there and over there. So although it's probably not going to go anywhere today, it eventually will look like that where it's dropped all the way down. Number one brings us to farmland, where I discovered an abandoned farmhouse, and the only way I found it was because of an old pickup truck sitting in the yard. Once inside the house, not only was nearly everything left behind, but the owner was also a collector. Check out number one. There's an old television here. Some kind of drawer with a label on it. Looks like maybe a wine barrel. Now looking at the structure itself, the walls are completely made out of stone. No cinder block here, no concrete. And the supports are tree trunks. So you could tell this has some age to it. Definitely, without a doubt, 1800s. This is pretty primitive here. Very easily get hurt down here. It's an older iron sunbeam. I gotta say, it's eerily quiet. There's some bottles here. Old Mr. Boston vodka. Schmitz. Coca-Cola. It's like some Maxwell House. Big rat trap. Oh, look at this too. I don't know anything about bottles, so maybe you guys could help date what you see here. See Michelob, some coffee, lots of coffee. Some type of piece of equipment here. Oh, it's a table saw. Old Craftsman. That's pretty old. Got another washing machine with a ringer on it. Back there we got a heater, some type of tank. It's really hard to navigate, so I'm not going to go everywhere down here. Got the water heater. I'm guessing back here, I'll take a peek over here and see. I think it's the coal area. Look at that. Still works. Yeah, this might have been the old coal area. There's a chute right there. Okay, this house is pretty wrecked, but still everything left behind. We're going to focus one room at a time here. I do have a calendar here, 1981, the year that I was born. Very likely the last year of occupancy. So right here at the top of the steps, we're looking right. This is the kitchen. So we'll take a walk through here and see what we see. Oh, look at, you guys know what this means. It's officially abandoned. How about that? Zoomer Boomer cement truck. Oh, it's like a tilt one too. Never saw that before. That's a pretty cool piece. Dual Powermatic AC/DC 5-way system, North American. That is a really neat stove. Probably wood, I would guess. Pittston stove, Pittston, Pennsylvania. It's definitely a ways from home. There's the oven. I've seen a couple of these before in different houses. These are always nice to find. I am sweating profusely in here. It is very warm. And when I said everything's left behind, everything's left behind. The dishes, ice cube trays, the bread box. Still soda in there. And again, how come they don't clean the dishes before they leave, you know? I don't get it. Yeah, here's the overall view here. Dining room table, or I should say kitchen table. Here's a bullet casing. It's like a 30-30. Another calendar there. Let me check the date on that. It's actually not a bad sized house and kitchen. You got almost like a bar here, bar area. So moving off from the kitchen, this I believe is the dining room. This floor does not look all that sturdy. Gorgeous dining room table though. RCA Victor. We got another one right there. The big console TVs. They weigh about 500 pounds. And look at this right here. Two more. This one I believe is another RCA. This one says Crowley, maybe? And they're in overall good shape. This, I believe, is a record player. Oh yeah, look at that. Wow. I haven't seen one that style before. Holy crap, look at that. That is a rare piece, at least for me. I've never seen that before, how they fold out. Yeah, that is incredible. It's like a sampling thing. So that's a door closet. It's boarded up though. Here's a Philco high fidelity radio. Look at that, it still works. The knobs are missing, but still intact. Got some mail stamped 1969. Got a typewriter. It's like Underwood. TV, 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 TV. Okay, let's go left this time. Oh, there was an avid fisherman. Oh my God, look at this. Quaker. This looks like a type of a heater or something, I think. Ivanhoe Perfection Stove Company. Yeah, I think these are like portable heaters, I believe. I never seen them like that. So whoever lived here had a fascination with televisions. Look at another television. And another television. It's like, Oprah, you get a television and you get a television. Look at this, Pyro 5. Oh, what I would love to do to have that back in the day. Home hobbies, portable welding maintenance. A safe, simple, all-purpose welding torch. You don't find these nowadays. It is empty, though. Well, someone's nesting inside of these heaters here. This is another one of those heaters. Here's, looks like some maybe Christmas lights. And a little, I don't know, like a dresser. And look at this door that separates this. It's like angled. It's for the angles of the ceiling here. Really small rooms. Wow, look at this. Twirly birds. Eagle. It's empty. It's like a blender, mixer. Another TV. Bicycle wheels, tires. Outside electronic electrostatic, America's largest selling aluminum siding. I wonder if that was his profession. I did see a few things for aluminum. Oh man. Let me kill the lights. I'm going to go to main camera. This is... Oh my god, I thought somebody was in here. This is so spooky up here. This is the living space. Look at this. This is a little unnerving. I don't know why. Something about this room gives me the creeps. Let me get you some light just for temporarily here. I'm pretty sure this is where the person was living up here. Or maybe where they were last living. Yeah, this room gives off a different vibe from the other house. There's 3 more TVs, I believe. Hope you're keeping count. Another TV. This one's a little more modern. Admiral solid state. Still garments in here. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This room feels different than the rest of the house. It almost makes me believe that they were confined up here. I don't know if that's true. Purely speculation, but this is the largest room. It must be the master bedroom, but there's no bathroom up here. But we did see a portable toilet in the other room. So maybe we're not too far off. It's a portable heater. Imagine heating your house today with this. Those coils heat up and then the fan blows the heat out. $1968. This may have been, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here, just based on what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling. I think, obviously, a gentleman farmer owned this house. What I'm seeing here, the colors, the items, everything as a whole, leads me to believe his wife, most likely, was confined to this room. Probably became ill, couldn't walk anymore, and he probably took care of her in this room. Maybe even passed in this room. I don't want to go as far as saying, yes, this is what happened, but that's my feeling. Let me know what you guys think, but we're seeing Women's Day magazines. I'm seeing makeup, the pink clothing, the different furniture. It's definitely gives off a female vibe to it. But I think the gentleman, you know, did his thing, you know, lived out his days, took care of his bedridden wife up here. But that's my feeling, just based on what I see, what I feel. I could be wrong, but let me know if you guys pick up that vibe as well. But you can see it's very well nestled in the woods here. Got a dog house right there. And it's on a pretty steep embankment. And this is why you can't see it on Google Maps. It is very well protected. There's the basement. And this is what caught my eye when I was driving down the road. This old Chevy pickup truck. Spotted that first, then spotted the house. And I'll give you a roadside view in just a moment. But as for the truck, here she is. I'm sure you guys could tell me more about it than I could. I'm a Ford guy, but I do appreciate the older looking trucks like this. This is a nice looking red Chevy. It says 20. Not familiar with that model. Looks like a former, I think this is maybe the guy who lived here. This was his business. It says roofing and siding. If you remember inside, we saw booklets. We saw those display things. Those, I forget what you call them, but those sample, panels, sample packets, sample books of siding and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure his business was roofing and siding. That would also explain why the roof is really well done on this house. It's not leaking, not broke through. It has aluminum siding. So I'm pretty sure this was the guy's company truck. And it's pretty cool that it's still here. So here's the old sidewalk here. It's hard to see. This is the front of the house. And that's the addition. Over there is the bathroom. That one we couldn't get into, but this is indeed how it looks from the roadside. Without a doubt, that was an addition at some point. It isn't even put up with siding, it's just the wood planks. But now we know how it looks. 360 coverage inside and out. Now if you're still watching, well, I'm going to reward you with a bonus location. This bonus location takes us to the state of North Carolina, where I found an abandoned fun park. This place had go-karts, mini golf, and even small amusement park rides. Check out this North Carolina roadside find. And our first location is right here, Cherokee Fun Park. This is a go-kart slash mini golf fun center that last time I saw was active in 2015, because they do have a Facebook page that I found, and their last activity was back in the summer of 2015. Now the sign here does state Labor Day weekend it was open, but I don't believe that was true. The place is pretty much run down and starting to get overgrown and dilapidated. So we're gonna take a quick walk around here, show you what's left of it. So I'm not sure what this was here. It almost resembles like a bumper boat area, but not entirely sure. Inside though was an arcade and like ice cream slash snack shop. And there's it's supposed to be like a circular go-kart track back there and a mini golf area. So we're just gonna peek around and see what we find. So here's part of the go-kart track. Looks like they probably stored the go-karts in that garage there, which they may or may not be in there. They can see some, looks like go-kart tires and the outlining of where they used to be. So it looks like it was a decent track. They had a little bridge and tunnel area. So right there looks like they had a little waterfall that went right next to the track, but we're gonna keep walking down and go under the little bridge here, and I think on the other side we'll find the mini golf course and another go-kart track. I think they had more than one here. Low bridge, have to duck. So here we have another go-kart track. This one much more impressive. Oh, there's a little bunny right in front of me here. This one is more like a roller coaster track. It's got some bank turns and multiple levels. So that one's probably pretty fun to ride on. And right in the middle here is the mini golf course, so we'll check that out in a minute. Not in great condition, but still something. It looks like the carts would have been lined up under here. There's some steps here though. Let's see if we take a quick peek of the track here. Alright, so this is pretty neat. This would be a really fun track to drive on. It's just like a spiral all the way down. And it goes up even higher, but pretty neat though. Alright, so the last part here to check out quickly is the mini golf course. Looks like it was a pretty good one at one point. Different features here. It looks like they had a little cave area and a pond. That looks pretty neat though. Probably was one of the better ones to play on back in the day. And here we have all the posts for the different holes, part 4, part 2. And it looks like this is where you come to get your golf balls, golf club. Mini golf rolls. So it's a little shack here where you come to get your supplies. And right here we have a little teepee, which is a part of the hole's wall as well that you could walk through. Fits the town though, as this is called Cherokee Fun Park in Cherokee, North Carolina. So and we have a little, like, I don't know if it's a farmhouse or a barn. It looks pretty cool though. Looks like something's been living underneath it. Now, if you're looking at the distance there, this is up behind the go-kart track and the waterfall. Looks like another mini golf course as well. Something I just spotted too. If you guys can make these out, you know what these are, right? Train tracks. Looks like they had a little children's train ride that came around here. Probably similar to the type you see at carnivals, the little portable train, electric train that goes around. That's pretty neat though. You can see the outline around the whole thing here. And that would have been the loading station right there. Pretty neat. Alright, so apparently this was not just any ordinary train, it was the Doodlebug train. I'll see if I can find a picture of that and I'll overlay it on the video here. Cherokee Fun Park Doodlebug train rolls. That's probably just another electric train but themed like a little Doodlebug. And I want to run around this nice little track section here and had a water feature next to it and some other views. So that was my list of top 5 roadside finds. What did you think? If you haven't seen any of those videos, they will all be linked down below in the description. If you have any feedback regarding what you saw in this video, I would love to hear it. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.